Hi, everyone. It's Advocate with Michelle. It's only September 15th, 2025, and the school year is getting started on a little bit of a rough patch here for some of my clients' children, and suspensions and expulsions are coming up, unfortunately. So I thought I'd come on here and just talk a little bit about suspensions and expulsions and discipline for students with disabilities. Um, You can find a lot of what I'm talking about here in my school success for kids with emotional behavior disorders. Students with disabilities are able to be suspended up to 10 school days within a year, just like their non-disabled peers. So a 1 day suspension, a 2 day suspension. But when we start to are okay, those are appropriate, and we should talk about what students need and why they're getting suspended, and really intervene, maybe look at a functional behavior assessment or behavior intervention plan. But once we get past that 10 days, whether it's just 1 day here, 2 days there, 3 days, once we start approaching that 10 days, or if there's unfortunately a very serious incident where your child is suspended for 10 days with a recommendation for expulsion, now we're in a very serious situation, which can be very confusing and stressful for parents. The first thing that parents need to know when we're talking about discipline for students with disabilities over 10 days or past 10 days is there's a process that must kick in, and it's an IEP team meeting process called a manifestation determination process. And a manifestation determination meeting basically has two questions that need to be asked. Number one, is there a direct and substantial relationship between the behavior that the student displayed and the student's disability? Say that one more time. Is there a direct and substantial relationship between the behavior that had the child suspended and the child's disability? And then the second question is, did the failure of the school to implement the student's individualized education program or IEP, including the behavior intervention plan, did the failure of implementation contribute to or cause the behavior? If either one of those questions, the answer is yes, then the the student's behavior is a manifestation of their disability. The student returns to school. The school develops or revises a behavior intervention plan, and hopefully things improve after that. However, if the student's behavior is not a manifestation of their disability, um, there is usually a hearing. And the hearing is where the hearing officer decides, or a panel of hearing officers decide what the consequence for the student may be. And this can include alternate interim educational setting placements. Those are alternate programs that your school district has in order to continue to educate students with disabilities who've been expelled, basically. Because the IEP still needs to be implemented and services still need to be provided. And now an actual school building, IAES, interim alternate educational setting, is not always what a hearing officer would order in that hearing, but parents should be really prepared in that situation to go to the hearing and explain to the hearing officer why the student might need, if it is the case, why the student might need actual education or therapeutic services, and what the student actually needs in order to prevent the behavior from happening again, which is of course the whole point. So I'm at ABC, the number 4, success at Gmail. And you can find all the ways to reach me in the link below. And please remember to subscribe, remember to share, and remember to like, so that you can advocate with Michelle and I can fill your advocacy toolbox, so that you can be an equal partner and participate meaningfully in your child's education.